And the late addendum item, item N, recommends the implementation of various interim safety measures at Union Park Estate, Uxbridge, which, if put in place, will allow residents to remain in their homes while emergency works are progressed. Now, with your permission, Leader, what I'd like to do is to request that Councillor Bianco gives a bit more colour to that last recommendation, but I so recommend those points.
Thank you very much, Councillor Goddard. I believe it's right to do so, as your knowledge of this particular challenge is not as extensive as Councillor Bianco. Councillor Bianco, thank you.
Thank you, Leader, and thank you, Councillor Goddard. Yes, the Union Park Estate is an extensive and not that old estate in Packetboat Lane, Uxbridge, for those who know it. And we have been aware for a relatively short time of significant issues with the buildings. We, as a council, own one of the blocks of only 13 units, where we have already carried out emergency works to improve the fire alarm system. But what has caused this current issue to come really to light and matters to come to a head, is that the managing agents for the rest of the estate undertook or commissioned a fire risk assessment, and the fire risk assessment was particularly damning. Fortunately, we had a number of conversations with the London Fire Brigade, with whom we have been working very closely on this matter, which has resulted in us taking interim measures across the estate, putting in place I can't remember what they're called. Walking watch people, which basically means that there are people on site at all times looking out in case of fire, as a temporary measure, prior to ensuring that an upgrade in the fire alarm systems across the whole estate are implemented, which we will be monitoring and pursuing. And today we have issued a notice letter to both the managing agents and the owners, setting out clearly our position as the local authority, taking control of these matters under the various different pieces of legislation that apply. This is entirely to ensure that the residents of this estate are become and continue to be housed safely. This is a really important matter. We've taken a grip of it really quickly. We hope that the walking watch people will only be there in a relatively short term, and that the fire alarm system will be upgraded to a satisfactory level to provide sufficient cover and provide sufficient comfort to the occupiers of the buildings. So I think that's a useful addition. We're acting quickly, and that will make the difference.
Thank you very much. That last item is just an example of the sorts of issues that arise that incur unplanned expenditure by a council. And here we are expending public funds to retain people in their houses safely that we don't own and aren't responsible for. But the alternative would be to have them moved out of their house and placed into temporary accommodation that the council would need to provide. As I say, that's an example of the sort of expenditure that even the greatest planning cannot foresee.